All right, so very exciting. We have reached a key point in the course because for the very first time we're going to add a product to the site. We're going to start this is going to start feeling very real now. So there are two types of products. You have simple products and you have variable products. And we're going to start with simple products. Now a simple product is just that. There's no variation. So it's just one size, one color. That's it. A variable product, as you might expect, has several sizes, maybe several colors, maybe other variations. A good example of a variable product would be a t-shirt, for example, which comes in different sizes and probably different colors. So I'm going to start with this simple product, and as you know, I'm doing the dog jewelry niche. Is one of the things I've done in the past, and this particular product I have sold in the past and it has worked well for me. You're very welcome to steal it from me. I won't come after you, so that's for free. So, but it's also a very nice demonstration of what a simple product actually is. So the first thing you want to do when you're identifying a product is, as we looked at in one of the previous lectures, which was entitled Deciding What to Sell, where I took you through some sort of golden rules, if you like, of what makes a good product. So you have a very, very good head start. So let's look at those right now. So the first one was the price. Yeah, we need a price under $4. So here we are at $1.19. So we're well below that. And in fact, we can get it for $1.06 apparently when the moment when the sale starts. But anyway, we're well within our price range. Can we sell this between 15 and 20? Well, I know that we can. I have in the past. So yes, there's good markup on jewelry. That's one of the reasons I'm into it. Is it heavy? No, it's not. It weighs nothing, so that's great. Is it fragile? It's a little bit fragile, but it's not going to break in transit. This is not a glass jar or something like that. It's not going to smash up in transit, so you don't have to worry about that. High quality images, very, very important. I'll show you the images a bit further down on the screen in a minute, but you can see some of the stuff here. Yes, these are good images. Yeah, when I zoom in on them, I can see that I'm not looking at blurry images. It describes the product well. It's so important to have high quality images. Is it branded in any way? No, it doesn't have any sort of weird brandings on there. It's not trying to be some famous jewelry brand or anything like that with a badly written brand name on it. Nothing like that, so we're all good to go there. Can it be found at Walmart? In other words, is it everywhere is really what I'm trying to say in that particular point, as you know. So no, it's not. It's not something that you're going to walk down to your local store and find. It's it's specific to specific sites. So you could probably buy this online, but you'd probably have difficulty buying it offline. Now, does it solve a problem? Of course it doesn't, but it does cater to a passion. Yeah, people will buy this stuff because they're passionate about their pets and their dogs. And many of us are, me included. So, and this one is particularly related to rescue dogs, which is also a very interesting market as well, which you might want to look into. Now, let's have a look at the supplier. So we got great feedback, 97.5%. Person's been going for 2 years, which is fantastic. Lots of diamonds there, 3,379. So yeah, it's looking good. Have they got plenty of stock? Yes, they have. 999 pieces available down here. So that's also a very good sign. And the last thing, do they provide e-packet? Well, let's have a quick look on the shipping. And sure enough, they do. So for me, that checks out on all of my golden rules. And I can move forward and put this on my site. Now, there are many, there are a few, and one in particular that's very well known, which I'll come to later on, which is software products that allow you to automatically put products onto your site. But nevertheless, it's important that you understand how to put the thing on manually. And you'll see how easy it is as I go through this right now. So all I need from AliExpress are the photographs. And to do that is very, very simple. You just scroll down. And here they are, down the bottom here. Right mouse click and just do a save image as onto your PC, Mac, whatever you're using. And then I'm going to show you how to import that and actually create a product on your page in a sec. I won't leave you here watching me do this. I'll do this right now and I'll see you in a second. Okay, fantastic. So back here on the admin system. Now, all we need to do is go to Products and click on Add Product. So for each product, we've got three main aspects. We've got the title, we've got the description, and we've got some images. So let's start with the title. So with your title, keep it succinct. Yeah, I see some people just literally taking the title from AliExpress, and as you've seen, many of them are very, very poorly written. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call it heart-shaped dog pendant. All right, nice and simple, says exactly what it is. There really is no ambiguity there whatsoever. Now, when it comes to the description, I always lead with a question. This is a great tip because a question makes people think. So with a product such as this, I would write, would you love to own this heart-shaped, excuse me, I can't type, dog pendant? Question mark. So there really is a subtle difference between that and saying something like buy this heart-shaped dog pendant or own this heart-shaped dog pendant. You see the difference? It's a very, very slight change, but it makes people think and it draws them into your product and increases the chance of you making a sale. Now, having led with that question, the next thing we want to do is add in some bullet points. And I will be talking about this in a bit more detail later on, but right now the key is to keep it simple, okay? It's not going to be the text that sells your product, or 10% of it, let's say, goes towards selling your product. The key thing are the images. And if you want any further proof of that, just go back to AliExpress and you will see that so often the English is terrible, yet they seem to sell millions and millions of products every single day. So I'm going to write here, show your love of dogs, high quality alloy, and I'll finish off with beautiful silver finish. And that really is it for the description. You really don't need to go into a huge amount more detail than that. Again, looking back at people's sites, I often see very lengthy descriptions. It's off-putting. It makes your site look very messy. It looks cluttered. So keep it simple. You'll develop your own style over time, of course, but please try to stay within the sort of boundaries that I'm talking about. Certainly lead with that question, and certainly have 3 to 5 perhaps bullet points that really just give a very nice feeling for the product. So the next thing we want to do is look at the images. So I've already taken the images off AliExpress as I described before. So all I need to do now is just upload them. So if I click on upload, I will take basically all of the images that I took from Ali here. And here we go, immediately imported into my product. Now I can move these around, very, very easy, just drag and drop. I can edit them, I can do all kinds of things as well, but I really don't need to. All I need to do is just choose the lead image, which is obviously the biggest one, as you can see here. So I'm very, very happy with that. Those images for me are perfect. So what we've done there is we've got the 3 main things already in place: the title, the description, and the images. Now, what we're going to move down to here, of course, is the key discussion about pricing. And you already know from previous lectures that we basically now want to sell at around the $20 mark. Okay, you can see mine's in euros. That's just because I'm in Europe. But wherever you are, keep it around that sort of 20 euros, $20, whatever it is, type mark. Okay, now we've got 2 things here. We've got a price and we've got a compare at price. Now your compare at price can be a little bit confusing. That title sometimes is your price when it's not on sale. Okay, so I might put that at, let's say, 25 euros, and I might have my price, in other words, the price the person is ultimately going to pay, and I might put that at 19, just for example. So what I've done there is I've put the product on sale to start with, okay? So it was 25 normally, I'm giving it to them for 19. And I do that with every single product that goes onto my site when it's new. And with my system, if you want to follow my lead with that, I will keep it on my site for a week or perhaps 2 weeks. And then after that period, I will typically take it off. I don't want to have everything on sale on my site all the time because it kind of looks ridiculous. So that's my rule. New products, keep it on sale maybe for a week or 2 and then put it back to the original price. Now, as we go down through this, I'm going to ignore some things that you really don't need. First of all, inventory, okay? we are drop shipping. We do not stock anything. That's the beauty of this whole model, right? We're taking the product from Ali, and you're going to see how this whole process works. But if you cast your mind back to that very first slide where I said how you will make money, you will remember that the product is stored with our supplier on Ali, and that supplier is going to ship directly to our customer. We don't stock anything. We can therefore ignore all of this. Now for shipping, we do want to keep this just checked on because it does affect some of the pricing calculations later on, but really nothing to touch. And really that's it. And at the bottom we just have this search engine listing preview, okay? This is how it's going to show up in the search engine listings, which is a very nice little extra. So all we want to do now is click on save. And there we go, brilliant, congratulations, you've added your first product. Now I can now view this product by clicking on this little view thing here, so let's do that. And here we go, we got our heart-shaped dog pendant, we've got that image that I chose, which is a good quality image. Here are my other images down here, okay? All looking very, very good. I've got my add to cart button by default. It's on sale, yeah, it was €25 down to 19, clearly marked as sale, and then of course my description. So as a first step, we're in very, very good shape. So let's just go back to our product page itself because I just want to draw your attention to a few things here. Now these things here I'm going to leave to one side for the moment, but we will be coming back to this collections a bit later on because this is how we're going to group up products to build your site to make it logical and easy for your customers to find all of your products in one place. But otherwise, you are now in very, very good shape. So what I would encourage you to do is to go to Ali, find some products and just go through what I've done. You know, maybe do 3 to 5 simple products. Add them onto your site and get familiar with the process. As I said before, I will be showing you how to automate this, but it is really, really important to know how to do this manually. The automated system is not foolproof and you will need now and again to come back and do this. So enjoy doing that because in the next lecture we're going to look at how to add a different type of product that's called the variant product. So great stuff and I will see you very, very shortly. Okay guys, well I hope you've had the opportunity now to add a few products to your site. You're really starting to get the hang of this whole business with Shopify and how simple it is to add stuff in. So now we're going to look at variable products, which are, you know, as simple really, just a couple more things that you need to know. And what I've done here is I've chosen this little guy, or these little guys, these French Bulldog necklaces. Okay, now as you can see there are 3 of them, and they come in 3 different colours. We've got black, we've got gold, or possibly bronze, and silver. Right? Simple as that. So that's a variable product, comes in 3 different variations. Now, I'm not going to go over again what, you know, my golden rules there in terms of deciding what to sell. But if you go over them, you know, refer back to the previous lecture if you're a little bit hazy or just need reminding, you'll see that this ticks all the boxes once again. So all I'm going to do is scroll down and grab the images that I want towards the bottom. Okay, I've got various ones here. And once I've done that, I'll see you over at the store and I'll show you actually how to add this in. Okay, so back on the products page and we can see the product that we just added, the simple product. So let's add another one. And in the interest of time, we're going to call this the French Bulldog necklace. And for the description, I'm going to put, wouldn't you look fantastic in one of these great necklaces? 3 different colors, quality link chain necklace, perfect for the French Bulldog lover. Right, let's scroll down a little bit here. Now we're going to add in our images. So exactly the same process. I'm going to grab my silver guy, my black guy and my gold guy. Put all of those in, okay? And the next thing we want to do is scroll past all of this because we want to go to variants. We're dealing with a variable product, okay? And in this case, our variations are, of course, the colors, silver, black and gold. So I'm going to click on Add Variant. Now, the name of the variant, by default they put in size, but actually we are talking about color. And for my option values, I just want to put in those 3 that we're talking about. Black, silver, and gold. Okay, so very, very straightforward. Now, all we need to do here is click on Save. And then scroll down to the bottom here, because you can see now that it's laid out our variants very, very nicely. We've got black, silver and gold. But what we want to do here is associate the right image with the black one. So click on this, take the black one, hit save. Same thing for silver, and finally for gold. Now for the price, just for demonstration purposes, let me put that one at 20. Let's put this one at 23 and this one at 25. And you are basically done. So if you hit save here and scroll back up the top, we have everything in place for a variable product. Very, very quick and easy to do. Now if I click on view, let's see what we've got. We've got our black guy showing by default. Okay, I can now change this. See this? We didn't have this with the simple product. We didn't have this drop-down box. If I change this to silver, we get the silver image appearing, and note that the price has changed up here. And of course, if I go to gold, we're going to see the same process again. So very, very easy. So once again, go to AliExpress yourself and add in 3 to 5 variable products into your site and start familiarizing yourself with the process. I hope you can see how simple and powerful it is. So now that you've got some products on your site, the next thing you want to do is to group them up logically, to make them easy to find. I mean, every single e-commerce we see has it grouped up in a very nice way so that the user can find their way easily around the site, find the products that they want to buy. So in order to do that with Shopify, they have the concept of collections. Okay, so I'm up here on my products page already, and I'm going to click on collections here. Now you'll note that there is already a collection by default called homepage, and I'll come back to that in a bit, because what I want to do right now is create a new collection, and I'm going to call this collection necklaces. All right. Now there's various things you can do with the collection that I'm going to leave to one side just for the moment, but you could describe it, you can add an image, but what I want to show you here are the conditions, because by default it's set to automatically select product based on conditions. Now I'm going to select this to manually. Okay, we've only got 2 products that we're importing into the store, but you can imagine that if there were many products, you could use that automatic setting to actually attribute them automatically to collections. I hope that's clear. But for the moment, we are not doing that. We're simply adding in products one by one. So we'll leave that as manual. So the only thing left to do then is to click on Save Collection. So successfully added. Now let's go back to the collections page where we see that added in, and let's create another collection. And this one I want to call French Bulldogs. Okay, and again let's set that to manual. Okay, so we've got 2 new collections, French Bulldogs and necklaces. Now what we're going to do is go back to the products, and let's take first of all this French Bulldog necklace. Now here we are over on collections. This is the bit I said we were going to come back to. So if you put the cursor in there, it will propose some collections for you. So we have our 3 collections. We've got French Bulldogs, we've got Homepage, and we've got Necklaces. Now, I want it to appear in French Bulldogs, okay? But I also want it to appear in Necklaces. So let's save that. And then let's go back to our other product, which is our heart-shaped dog pendant. And for this one, I'm just going to have it appear in Necklaces and actually just remove it from the home page for the moment. So I'm going to click on Save. Now if I go back to the site, what I want to do is have those collections show up in this top menu so that my customer can immediately find the French Bulldogs or the necklaces, okay, in this example. So in order to do that, let's go back to admin and go down to our navigation. So you remember before when we put together some things for the main menu, so we go back to the main menu. And here we're going to add a menu item. I'm going to call this French Bulldog Lovers, say, just for example. And now when I click in here, I want to take the appropriate collection, so French Bulldogs, and just add that in. And of course we're going to do then the same thing for necklaces. Again, click in here and take that necklaces collection. All right, add that in and save. So at this point now, if I go back to the site and refresh, you see it's added in French Bulldog lovers and necklaces into my top menu. So if I click on French Bulldog lovers, I get my French Bulldog pendant. And if I click on necklaces, we've got 2 products in there because we attributed the 2 products to that same collection, okay? So very, very simple, very, very easy to organize your site in a logical and powerful way. Now, the last thing I want to show you is associated with that home page collection. So again, let's nip back to the site, go to our products. Now, if we go to French Bulldog necklace, we've got our collections here. We can easily remove them, as you can see. So I can put it on the home page. Now, what does that mean? Well, if we go to the home page and scroll down, you see that there are no products featured on the home page. But if I put something into that home page collection and save it, now when I go back to the site and refresh, you see that that pendant is now in my featured collection on my homepage. It's really starting to add even further value to the homepage that we've already created. So let's just finish off by doing exactly the same thing for my pendant. And let's drop that into the homepage as well. Save. Back to the site and refresh, and hey presto. All right, so there we go. That's collections. A very, very simple and powerful way to massively improve the customer experience. Okay, so I just want to take this opportunity to show you how you can tidy up the final bits of your homepage, because we've just added in a couple of products, so it's quite a good moment to do that. So I'm back on themes and I'm going to customize. Okay, so now here's our homepage with everything we've put on it so far, including that featured collection. Now, you've probably seen that you can actually grab these things here and move them around. I could put the featured collection as the first thing somebody sees on my homepage. That wouldn't be a great idea, but I could do that, or I could slot it down like this, all right? So I'm going to leave it where it is. Now, the other thing you can do with this little eye thing here is to hide them. And in fact, what I don't want in this particular instance is to have a slideshow at the bottom, all right? So I'm going to take that away. So that takes that out. Now, that just leaves me with this image with text. So just for completeness, I just want to show you how you can edit something like this. So just click on image with text, and let's say we want to do a sort of come and check out our necklaces type approach, just to perhaps draw them into a different part of the site immediately. So here, if I click on select image, I can upload one of my images, select it, and then here I could write something, and I'll just do something very basic. Check out our amazing selection of necklaces. Okay, and then here, let's say we put something like shop now, and then a link to, this time straight to the necklaces collection. Okay, very easy. So coming out of here, the last thing I want to do is just check that Discover More button here. Make sure it's going to the right place. I seem to remember all was good. And in fact, yes, I'm right. It goes to my all products, which is absolutely perfect. So the only thing left to do then is hit save. Go back to that home page and refresh. And with a few simple clicks, we've built a very, very nice looking homepage. So we've learned an awful lot in the last few lectures about how to add products and how to organize our site, which is all great from the point of view of our customer experience, and by now you're really starting to familiarize yourself with Shopify, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, these next few lectures, this handful of lectures, I'm going to talk about some sales tips, because ultimately, of course, when we drive that customer to our store, in future lectures we're going to start talking about advertising on Facebook and driving targeted customers to your store. When they arrive, they're going to appreciate your beautiful design and all the good hard work you've put in, that's for sure. But are they going to buy? Are they going to convert? And I'm going to give you some top tips coming up here which are really going to help conversions on your site. And the very first one is what I call sell the benefits and not the features. So what am I talking about? Well, let's go over to one of the products I added and I'll illustrate the point using that. So here I am on the heart-shaped dog pendant that we added. Now, benefits and features. Now, the features of this might be that it weighs 5 grams and then it measures 3 centimeters by 2 centimeters, or 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch, depending on where you're from. Those are the features. Now, imagine going into a shop or into a store to buy this, and the salesman says, you got to check out this necklace. It's fantastic. It weighs 5 grams and it measures 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, that's his sales pitch. Are you going to think, wow, that's exactly what I want? I doubt it, right? I doubt it. What he's going to say is something like, you got to check out this necklace. It's a fantastic way for you to show your love of dogs. Yeah, that's a benefit. It's not a feature. A beautiful silver finish, is what we've also written here, is a benefit, not a feature. Yeah, high quality alloy, okay, could be sort of between the two, but I think you get the idea. You are selling benefits. So whenever you have a product that you put on your site, put yourself in the shoes of somebody walking into the store, and what a salesperson would actually say to get it sold, because they always talk in terms of benefits and they rarely ever talk about features. So use that tip, think about it clearly, and it will increase your sales conversions on your site enormously. So the second great tip is adding scarcity. Now, we've all been subjected to this kind of stuff. We're actually continuously subjected to this kind of stuff. Whenever we go to the mall, to the shops, whatever it is, there's always a 50% off or a while stocks last or get it now type thing, where you're essentially being put under pressure, whether you like it or not, to buy this thing because it might go up in price. You never know. You need to get that deal today. And that's all about scarcity. Yeah, it might not be around for very long at this current price or at all. And we can apply exactly the same classic sales pressure technique with our site. So let's dive over to one of the products and have a look at it. Okay, so I've come straight to my heart-shaped dog pendant, and I'm just going to put it in a little phrase here underneath the description. So I've added only 50 left at this discounted price. And I might want to make it bold and perhaps make it a different color like red. But I don't want to overdo it. I don't want that to be the only thing, right in the customer's face. It's kind of like a cry for help. Please buy, please buy. You don't want that. You want something reasonably subtle, but at the same time, you don't want to miss it. Now, I've gone with a sort of only 50 left, so that's basically putting a scarcity on the number. But you can also do things with time. You can say things like, sale ends in 24 hours, that kind of stuff. So if you're struggling for ideas, just literally think about the things that you see in the mall or in the store. Maybe go out, wander around. You're guaranteed to see some of those phrases. Now, one thing I want to say is that don't just leave this on here permanently, okay? Because people will revisit your store, and if they constantly see the same messages, they are potentially going to lose a little bit of trust in your site, and that's definitely not what you want. So there we go, a very, very simple way of introducing scarcity to your products and putting a little bit of pressure on your potential customer to buy. Now later on we'll look at some apps that can do this in a far more clever, far more fancier way and perhaps better presentation. But ultimately it's still going to be the same message. So I wanted to introduce to you at this stage of the course a very simple way of doing it. So have fun with that, add some phrases and see how it affects your sales. So the next great tip I want to give you to improve your conversions is adding product reviews. Now, reviews these days are so important. Whenever we visit any kind of site or any kind of service, we're looking for reviews. We're looking for positive testimonials to be sure that we're actually buying the right sort of product. Now, the problem we have as a new store is clearly we don't have any reviews at all. So how do we get started? Well, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. And guess what? I'm going to teach you the right way, okay? But first of all, let's talk about the wrong way. Now, the wrong way is to go down the adding fake reviews route, okay? Now, I've seen this many times. It's not a strategy of any sort that's going to do you any favors. First of all albeit that fake reviews are easy to add to your site, and we're going to be looking at how to add reviews, very soon, they are easily detectable. Okay, your customers can detect this kind of stuff. They can sniff it out, all right? So don't kid yourself that somehow you're pulling the wool over their eyes. And also, as a long-term strategy, adding reviews yourself all over the place with maybe hundreds of products in the end, it's just not going to happen, okay? So forget the whole fake review thing straight away, please. So let's talk about doing it the right way. So how do I go about getting reviews on products that I don't have any reviews on to start with? Well, when somebody buys a product, somebody will buy a product from you without a review at some point. You have their email address. And at the appropriate time, maybe a few days afterwards, that they've actually received the product, what I'll do is I'll follow up with an email saying, I hope you've enjoyed the product, blah. Just a nice kind of follow-up email that enables me to develop a bit of a relationship with the customer, because keeping a customer is super, super important. And if I get a positive response back from them, I will say, would you mind if I put that review on my site? It might be something great, really simple, like, great service, love this product. Could be something as simple as that. And if they agree, I will then go ahead and actually put that on my site or ask them to do it for me. So that is how to do it properly, okay? So what I'm going to show you right now is how to actually add reviews to Shopify itself. So let's go over to the admin. So by default, Shopify doesn't have product reviews built in. So what we need to do is to download an app. So you remember earlier on I was talking in the course about apps being a way to enhance the functionality of your store. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to download our first app. So it's going to be a very, very nice introduction to the world of apps at the same time. So to make this happen, all you need to do is click on Apps, and then go to Visit the Shopify App Store. Now, once we're here, what we're going to do is type in product reviews. And I'm going to take this first one here that pops up because I know it's a good product. But basically, you can see the concept. I can search for all kinds of stuff within the App Store. And this is a great product review app. Now, when you're looking for apps as a general rule, clearly you want to get an idea for the price. So good news here is this one is free. It's always good to have some sort of support available. And of course, you want to look at the reviews, right? This one has got 927 reviews, many of them 5-star. And as you read down, you'll be able to see that this is a great app. So to install it, it's always the same process. All you have to do is click on Get. And then it will say exactly this. You are about to install, and in this case, product reviews, all right, onto our site. And then you might see some of these permission-based statements. And as long as you're happy with that, just click on Install App. Now, some apps will just install with absolutely nothing else to do. This one's a little bit more involved, but I really don't want you to worry, okay, because this is, again, all point and click. Just follow my lead, you'll be fine. Now, all we have to do here is to copy the following code's snippet to your clipboard, okay? They're talking about this stuff here. So all this kind of weird and wonderful code, just highlight it. Don't worry about it at all. Just highlight the whole thing. Oops. Just like that, okay? And then do a copy, okay? So you got it onto your clipboard. Now the next thing it says is to paste the snippet onto and then this particular file. So if I click on that, then it takes me straight to the file. Okay, again, don't freak out. We don't have to worry about any of this stuff. We're just going to put this in the right place and we're done. Okay, so let's just go back and read those instructions again. It says paste the snippet in this file, which we're now on, where you want your reviews to appear. Usually this is just below the product description tag. The code may look something like this. Okay, so all we're doing is just looking for some sort of product description thing. Okay, so I'll go back to the file here and let's just scroll down, and towards the bottom here we see this. You see that? That basically corresponds pretty much with this line here. Okay, so we're looking to put it here. That's where that bold is. So all we've got to do is just open up a couple of lines and then paste it in. Okay, simple as that, right? Really nothing else to do. Don't touch anything else and just simply click on save. So let's go back and make sure we've done absolutely everything. So it says here, once added, save your theme, which we've just done. So there we go. That has now been installed. So if we now click on apps, you're going to see something has changed, right? We've now got apps and the installed apps, and here it is, product reviews has been installed. And if we head over to the store, I've gone straight to my French Bulldog necklace, you see customer reviews has appeared. Very neat underneath our product description. Very, very cool. So now a customer can actually leave a review. So if I were to click on write a review, put in my name here, right? Just imagine I'm Bob, and my name is Bob at test.com. I give it a 5-star rating. The review title is, "This is a great product. And thanks. You guys are the best." Just a kind of silly review, but you get the idea. And then I submit that review. Now, you'll see that it says no reviews yet. Still says that, but it does say thank you for submitting a review. And often it can take just a little moment for things to show up. So let's refresh the screen again. And here we go. The customer review is now present. So this is really great. This is a great product, Bob on da, da, da. Thanks, you guys are the best. All right. So all very, very good. Now, that is nice, but you might also be thinking, well, that means anybody can write anything on my site. You know, I have kind of like no control. I could get spam. I could get terrible reviews. How am I going to keep an eye on all of this? Well, good news is, of course, is the app has all of that under control for you. So if we go back to admin and just simply click on the app, the first thing you see is a nice summary page of your review. So we've got all reviews, unpublished, published, flagged, and spam. So you get some sort of idea straight away of the kind of control that we might have over our reviews. Now we can see that the review that has been left, and one of the things I can do if I click into this is obviously read it, but I can also make a reply. I could write, "Thanks, Bob, that's great, you know, glad you're such a good customer," blah, blah, whatever it might be. But equally, if I don't like it, I could unpublish it. I could get rid of it. Now, if I go back to product reviews and I go to settings, this is the bit that I really want to show you. There is more to it here, but I just want to introduce you to this concept because this is probably the most important. So there's this concept of auto publish, all right? So this is enabled and it says new reviews are checked for spam and then automatically published. That's exactly what happened when I left that review, okay? It went through their spam filter. They decided it was okay. You know, it took a few seconds as you saw, and then it showed on the site. If I'd written something that was clearly spam, nothing to do with the site, it should have filtered that out. But if you don't want to do that, then you can simply disable, all right? You can disable that, and now you must manually publish new reviews, all right? So now it's up to you to actually publish those reviews. The other thing you can do is be sent an email when a review is submitted. So if I click on this, shows my default email in there, and now every time somebody leaves a review, I get an alert on my email. That's also very nice because when you've got a big store, lots of products, lots of stuff going on, it's a very nice way to keep an eye on all of those reviews. Now, the rest of this page is largely just aesthetics. You know, you can play around with this a bit, but these are the most important parts. So if I wanted to keep it like that, I could click on save. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to my product reviews. And now I think you can see, you know, if something was unpublished, still waiting for review, it would show up here. The published ones are showing here. It's flagging things that it thinks are suspect, and anything that is decided is spam, it puts in here because it might not be spam and you might want to put it out of spam. So, you know, this is a really, really cool product that I use a lot. It's completely free and it really is very, very powerful and enables you to further enhance your store with the all-important product reviews. So we've been looking at adding products manually, and I hope you've managed to add quite a few to your site. And you probably remember me saying that, you know, we were going to do this manually so you could see how it worked. And it is very important to know the details of how to do it properly, but that there are also automated processes. And that's exactly what I want to introduce now. In fact, what I want to introduce is an app called Oberlo, okay? Now, Oberlo has two functions. Its first part is it can import products directly from AliExpress, making your life an awful lot easier. And secondly, it can do the order fulfillment. Now, at this stage, I don't want to talk about the order fulfillment because we haven't got to that point in the course. So I'm going to focus on showing you how to use Obolo to import products. So let's dive over to the admin and get started. So the first thing we want to do is go to Apps and then go visit the App Store like we did before when we got the product review app. And then we want to search on Obolo. Now, Obolo is a completely free app. You know, that's the good news. There is a paying part, but quite frankly, unless you become really, really big, you will not need to pay for this app. And, you know, basically, if you become really big, then paying for this app won't be a problem in any case. So to install it, all we need to do is click on Get and then simply install app. Okay, simple as that. No weird code that we need to do this time. That's the good news. Now, what it does is it says there are 2 to 4 steps completed, all right? It says create a Shopify store. Well, we've done that. And connect your Shopify store. And it's done that automatically, okay? It has connected Obolo to our Shopify store. Now, something super important I want to draw your attention to, and let's just get rid of Thomas here for the moment, is that we are on Obolo. We are not on our admin system anymore. Okay, so here's the admin system here as before, and over here we are on Obolo. If you look at this, we've got app.obolo.com dashboard. Okay, and this dashboard, this second dashboard, if you like, uniquely for Obolo, is where we're going to manage the import of products from AliExpress, and from here we will send them directly to our store. So you can kind of think of it as a kind of a holding area before we finally send it to our store. Now, if that's confusing, don't worry, it will become very clear very, very shortly. Now, going back to our 2 out of 4 completed, the third thing it wants us to do is to find and add your first product. Well, that seems like a very, very good idea. So I'm going to show you exactly how this works. And for the moment, I just want you to click on Find Products. Now, this brings you to the Obolo search engine, okay? And if you ever need to get back here, in this menu over here on the left-hand side, you've got Dashboard, and over here you have Search Products. So if I was to click on Search Products, I'll be straight back here. Let's just do that to show you exactly how that works. All right, so back here I am. Now, this is clever stuff because we're on Obolo, as you know, but all of these products, as I scroll down, are coming from AliExpress directly. I don't need to visit Ali, all right? So let me just go back up the top there. And with my dog jewelry in mind, let me just type in dog jewelry into the search engine and just click on search. So I get 33,000 results, all coming from Ali, all right? You can see all this stuff. Some of these things might look familiar from the things that you've been looking at on Ali during the course. But now if I want to import, this is very, very straightforward. Let's just say I was interested in this necklace. All I would do is click on Add to Import List. So I'll do that right now. So what it's done is it's taken that product from Ali and it's put it into my import list. My import list, if you like, is that holding area that I was talking about. It hasn't quite gone onto our site. And I can make that even clearer by showing you what the import list looks like. So again, back over to this menu here and you'll see we've got import list. So if I click on this, here we go. Here's the product I just clicked on. You can see that it's taken straight away the title, okay? If I go to the description, I've got the description directly from AliExpress. Variants, okay, we didn't have any variants. This is a simple product, but nevertheless, it's pulled everything off, and of course, the images. And it's not quite done yet, because if I go back to product, I can actually choose to attribute it to one of those collections. So, for example, necklaces would make sense. So it would immediately put it into the necklaces collection on my site. And in fact, the only thing I would need to do now to put it onto the site is to simply click on Push to Shop. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and do that right now because there are a number of things that you need to consider before you really start using this app in earnest. And I'll be talking about those in the next lecture. But right now, you can really see the power of Obolo, right? Just a few clicks and you are done. Now, to finish this lecture, I just want to take you back to the search engine. If I go back to dog jewelry, what I can do is set the price. Okay, so in our model, we want to go between $0 and $4. And of course, also from our golden rules, we are looking for ePacket. So very quickly narrowed down to products that are going to be of much, much more interest to this very profitable dropshipping model. So all I would then have to do is basically decide what I want. So I could add to import list. I could add to import list. I can add to import list, and so on. You can see how simple this is. If we go back to the import list now, you'll see that that is building up very, very nicely. Now, before you get overexcited about how mega easy this is to do, in the next lecture, I want to give you some top tips to make sure you do this properly. Okay, so in the last lecture, I introduced you to Oberlo, and I'm sure you can already see how powerful and exciting that product is, and how you desperately want to get clicking with adding all kinds of products to your site. It makes it so easy. But before you dive in big time, I want to just, this is a word of warning, basically. I want you to use it, but I don't want you to forget the golden rules. Now, let me just tell you something. Basically, these products they're amazing. It's so easy these days to create an e-commerce store with these tools that are so easy to use. Their big advantage is that they are super easy to use. But in some ways, the downfall is also that they are super easy to use. Now, let me just explain. What I'm talking about is that so many people who get into e-commerce, they see how simple it is to set up a store. You've seen that. They've seen how easy it is to go onto a website like AliExpress and pick products and load up their store with hundreds or maybe thousands of products, because they believe that's basically all we're doing here, is filling up a store with tons and tons of products. And then what they do is they go over to Facebook or whatever, and they do some very poor targeted advertising, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to do it properly later on. But they do some very poor targeted advertising. They spend a ton of money over there, and the whole thing fails. Yeah, the whole thing fails. Then they give up. Then they go on YouTube and make a video about how terrible it all is, and dropshipping doesn't work, and Shopify doesn't work, and this doesn't work, and all this kind of stuff. The fault has got nothing to do with the system. It's just the fault with them. Now, this course is all about doing it properly. Yeah, I'm giving you a ton of experience here, as well as the course itself. And please, please, please take my advice on board. Now, the way you can avoid that sort of disaster scenario that I just spelled out is to, first of all, think about the golden rules that I gave you. So let's go back to that slide quickly to remind ourselves. So here we go. This was the slide, deciding what to sell. These are the kind of what I call my golden rules throughout this course. So there was the price point and what we're going to sell it at. Is it not too heavy? Is it not too fragile? Are there good quality images? Are you avoiding branded products? Can't be found at Walmart? Does it solve a problem or cater to a passion? And has that supplier ticked the various boxes that we need? Now, all these are simple rules, but when you dive into something like Oberlo, it's so easy just to click on products and forget about all this kind of stuff. So please, when you're using Oberlo, write these down or print this slide out or whatever you need to do and keep it to one side, keep it next to you, so that every time you look at those products, you think to yourself, do they fit these particular golden rules? Yeah, it's going to help you massively. Please don't forget that. At the same time also, do not just load up hundreds and hundreds of products. In fact, if you're sifting through carefully and going through these golden rules, it'll take you a long time to do that. It's not just click, 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 click like that all the time. Yeah, think about each one. I'm talking about maybe adding 10 or 20 products max at this stage, absolute max. Yeah, particularly when you're just starting out. There's no need to go any more than that. You see how easy it is to come back and add more stuff if you want to, but there really is no need. Now, I'm going to go back into Oberlo right now because there's a couple more things I want to say to you before you start really getting into it. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the fact that Oberlo takes absolutely everything from Ali, as you have seen. Now that creates a problem, which many people ignore, all right? And I can demonstrate that very, very quickly. So here we are on this dog pendant. Now, I taught you to come up with succinct product names, yeah? Punchy product names. Now, The proposal here is dog paw, small pendant, clavicle necklace, woman girl necklace, jewelry statement, pendant, charm, chain, choker, etc., etc. I mean, it's crazy, right? Now, it seems obvious that you would change that, but you'd be amazed at how many people just simply click on push to shop and be done with it, and their shop looks rubbish. And it makes me so sad because they spent so much time building the shop and then have put no thought together when it actually comes to using Obolo to actually bring the products in. Let's also then have a look at the description in the same vein. We talked about selling the benefits, not the features. Well, here again, we have a whole load of meaningless stuff from Ali. So you'd want to basically update all of this in the way I taught you, with the question and then the bullet points. Now let's go to variants. Now here it's pulled in 4 variants in fact, but you can actually see really there are only 2. And the difference is because there's some sort of skew here. This is the stock keeping unit. And from Obolo's point of view, it's done a perfect job. But that's not what you want on your site. Basically I need to remove this one and remove this one, okay? And you'll see that a lot. The variants that go on your site will not be exactly as you want them. Let's go to images. Now it's pulled in every single image, and actually, to be honest, this is not bad. But sometimes you will see images that have almost no bearing at all to the product because they just happen to be on the page. So the message here is you need to go through each of these things: product, description, the variants and the images. Make sure that it all looks good before you finally push it to the shop. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tidy this up and I'm going to show you exactly what I've done in a sec. Okay, so let's see what I've done. Well, I've just changed the title to dog paw pendant with necklace, and I put it into my necklaces collections. For the description, I've taken all that rubbish out and I've said, is there a better way to show your love of dogs? Then some bullet points, and then I put in my limited availability that we talked about as well. For my variants, I did what I said before, where I basically checked off one of the gold and one of the silver, and I set the prices here. So I got a full price of $25 and a sale price of $19.99, and I kept that the same for both those variants. And for the images, in fact, I didn't touch anything. I just kept them all like that. I'm pretty happy with as it is. Now, I had to change quite a bit on that one, and it will vary with each product. Sometimes you'll hardly need to change anything, other times you'll need to change an awful lot. But the message is you will always need to do something. So don't just blindly click on push to shop. I think you've probably got that message by now. But I am now happy with this, so I am going to click on push to shop. Okay, you see it's now disappeared from the list, and what it does is it puts it into my products here. So if I click on this, you'll see the dog paw pendant there, of course, and if I return to my admin system, you'll see it's been immediately added to my product list. Now I do a final check by going into the actual product itself and give it the once over. So the title is good, the description is exactly as I put it in, it's gone into the right collection, the images are the ones I selected, and the variants are all good. Or are they? Because actually I made a mistake on purpose back on Obolo because I want to make you really acutely aware of things that can go wrong. Because what we have for the variants is gold, silver and China. So, I wasn't paying attention, let's say, back then. And it's picked up China because it has this ships from thing here. Now we can edit this. It's very, very straightforward. All I have to do is click on edit options. And then here, where I've got the metal colors as the variations and the ships from as China, let's just take that out and click on save. And now it looks how I want it to look. Okay, so all looking very good. So let's just do a final check and make sure it all looks good on the site by clicking on view. And there we have it. The images, everything we talked about, the metal color I can change. It's on sale at $19.99 and everything looks great. So I really hope you enjoyed that tour of Obolo, and I really hope you've taken on board those tips I've given you. So the message is clear, I hope. It's an amazing product. Definitely use it, but use with caution. Okay guys, absolutely brilliant. If you've made it to this point, huge congratulations. I really hope you're starting to see how exciting this model can be. And I just basically want to take this opportunity because we've learned so much to do a brief sum up. So just bear with me here while we go through and look exactly what you've done to this point. So, the first thing we looked at was the business model itself, and I hope you're really beginning to understand what that actually means now, how simple and powerful it is. We then looked up at setting up your free Shopify trial, and if you haven't done that, please go back to lecture 3. 14-day free trial, you've got nothing to lose. Please go for it. We then looked at customizing your Shopify store and how simple that is, how point and click. You might have been nervous perhaps about having technical knowledge or something like that before starting this course, and you now realize you don't need any technical knowledge at all. It is just clicking around, and it's fun to do. We looked at navigation, we looked at images, and we looked at the power of themes. So you're really beginning to understand why Shopify is such a great product. And then we looked at choosing a market. I showed you how to use AliExpress, Amazon, and even Facebook using a ninja trick to find not just profitable markets, but profitable products within those markets. Those sites basically tell you where to look. That's the beauty of it. Then we jumped back to Shopify and we looked at adding products. That was also very, very nice. I showed you how to do it manually, which you will benefit from in the long term for sure. I showed you how to add a simple product and a variable product. Then, having added those products, we looked at some sales tips. We looked at how we can use benefits, scarcity, and reviews to really increase the impact of our product descriptions, of our product presentations, to convert as many sales as possible. And then, of course, we looked at Oberlo, which is an amazing product, but I spent quite a bit of time there. I wanted to show you the limitations so you weren't just using it blindly, and I hope you've taken that on board. So, amazing job. If you are just watching the videos, that's brilliant, but of course that's not going to make you any money. So please go to lecture 3, as I've already said. Go back there, start your Shopify free trial, and let's really get into this. I've got a ton more lectures to go through here, and an enormous amount more to show you, and I'd love you to join me on this journey.